This is Jakk and
MT.
and we are Frankly Speaking.
Welcome back to another episode of Frankly Speaking. I'm Jakk.
This is MT.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. We got some big news coming up for y'all here in the future. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. And yeah. How you feeling today?
I feel like a Detroit Lion.
What is okay.
My roar has been restored.
We get a different answer every week. At least you feeling good. I suppose good. That's what that means. Okay.
Record-breaking quarterback. I just feel so good right now.
Okay.
What can I say?
Was it great offensive performance, or did both teams leave the defense at the crib?
18 for 18. You do the math.
18 for 18 Perfect. Is 18 for 18.
I mean,
it was a bunch of underneath stuff, but hey. But I give them credit though, because the playmakers were making stuff happen. You know, you got David Montgomery trucking guys and bussing for 60 yards after he trucked somebody. It's like, dang, that's crazy. Could nobody make the tag? Everybody just watched the hit like, woo. Okay, whatever. But like I said, well, I guess I haven't said yet, but I ain't really got no negatives for the game. I mean, it was a clean game. Like I said, both teams left the defense at the crib, but you know, it was entertaining. It was an entertaining game.
According to you, that's what they all do now. It's entertainment. So it's a business. So.
Going into the bye week, I feel like that was a good game plan, good execution. So yeah, no hate here this week.
You heard it first here. No hate this week. Mark your calendars down, because I've never heard that before. So
yeah, you have. I've come in and given props when it's due, and then when I don't, it's warranted. I've never just come in and just been like, oh, you guys suck because you guys suck. I'll always have some kind of evidence or something to back my point when I, spewing my Lions hate. So it's never just out of nowhere or just out of spite. It always has some, meaning behind it.
We're gonna have to go back and check out the tape for that one, because I ain't sure about that. But
hey, it be few and far between. I mean, anytime I'm calling the Lions out, I'm always explaining why I'm saying what I'm saying. So
because I'm not as well versed in football as you are, I'm not as apt to call the Bears out for the same stuff. So
no, you just hate.
You get a pass for that, I guess, for that reason. But I'm gonna have to start boning up a little bit.
You just hate. It's okay.
Checking my stats.
I don't watch the games. How about we start there?
Entertain me, and I will watch the game, because the Bears games are so boring. So I'm like,
they're not boring if you actually watch the games. But hey,
I mean,
whatever.
They got a hard-hitting defense. I'll give them that. But the offense is like,
it's coming along. Again, if you actually watch the games, you'll see that, instead of just getting on Google and seeing the stats and being like, oh, he only did this. Yeah, well, Bears offense sucks.
I was kind of watching both games, and I was a little disappointed that my Steelers lost last week too. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I can't win.
Yeah, they Steelers kind of got off to a slow start, but I refused to switch the games. Now, that was the game that I went back and watched the highlights on, or watched the condensed version of the replay. 'Cause I had to stay locked in on my Bears. So is that where you want to start?
I could imagine, had the Bears had a stellar performance, you start there. So we may as well start there when they don't have one as well. So I'm just saying.
No, I just meant like with the NFC North game.
Oh, the NFC. I was a little surprised with the Green Bay Minnesota game. I was. Wasn't expecting that at all.
I wasn't either, but I guess I also wasn't expecting Jordan Love to throw that many picks.
I was like, are you kidding me?
I don't know. Do you think he kind of rushed back? They almost came back and won that game, though.
Yeah, I know.
But again, you keep throwing picks. It's like, oh, all right. But Minnesota is 4-0. I didn't pick them to win that game. I had Green Bay winning that game, I believe. And then I switched one of my picks last minute and ended up losing that game. That's so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I did kind of terrible this week too. Yeah, so with my Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the progression. The defense allowed yards from 20 to 20, but it was kind of a bend but don't break philosophy. I like that. I like that approach. You know, now it might not work on everybody, but it's working right now as it's getting into form.
And thankfully, you guys got a cupcake schedule this year, so you might,
Not necessarily. See,
not fare as well.
The problem is we're in the cupcake part of the schedule. So we are where I wanted to be at this point in time. I kind of figured we would be. Now, I'm kind of like everybody else. I thought the other win would be Indianapolis, and we probably would have lost to the LA Rams. But, you know, you swap them, whatever. We're still 2-2 through, you know, the first quarter of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the next two games, and I'm hoping we can continually build, because I liked the game plan for the Rams game. Our defense obviously is going to carry us until we kind of build this offense up.
And it didn't really hurt that you had the top two receivers from the other team gone, so that didn't really hurt you a lot, I guess, huh?
It actually didn't really matter so much because, I mean, Matthew Stafford finds soft zones in the defense. He knows where to go with the football. He has amazing arm angles and an amazing arm talent.
Mm-hmm.
And he was finding that. See, and this is the problem. If you actually watch the game, you see he almost had 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. They gave up yards from 20 to 20, but got real stingy down in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of field goals.
Okay.
Which I go back to what I just said. Might not be a good strategy for every team, but it's working for now as we come into form.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think Jaquan Brisker, our safety, kind of led the defense. You know, he was all over the field. He led the team in tackles. He should have had 2 picks, but
that's why he's on defense, because he can't catch.
No, he caught the ball. See, again, if you watch the damn game,
mm-hmm.
he caught the ball, but
I knew it was a butt coming.
No, he caught the ball, but they said he stepped out of bounds and didn't reestablish all the way before he caught the interception.
And he didn't.
And
you mean they said he didn't?
Yeah, that was I call malarkey on that. and this is what I want to say. It gets so atrocious with some of these calls. Like some of these calls are ridiculous. Some of the no calls are ridiculous. It's like they blindfolded when, you know,
your team is on there. I get you.
No, see, it's not necessarily that. I don't know why why do you incessantly just try to come for me?
Prod you a little bit?
No, yeah, stop that.
I'm trying to get you on your top of your game, man.
No, stop that. I don't need you to do that for me to be on top of my game. Stop that. But because it's not just when my favorite team is playing. It's literally all the games across the board. I could have 2 teams I literally do not care about, and I'm still watching the officiating, and it's like, man, come on now.
Well, you know what I hate? I hate the arbitrary nature of the holding calls. When you got guys that are whining and complaining about hold calls, and they never get a call, and then you get this guy that he got touched and get a holding call. I'm like, why are you not applying the same standard equally? That's what ticks me off.
Yeah, that happens a lot too. That happens a lot too. Because it'll be. It's not even just like defensive holding. It literally pass interference, like.
We get a lot of those in Lions.
It's certain teams that get more favorable calls, and then other teams that just don't get them at all. And it's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, now, if I wanted to be specific to my team, a call that I have not seen us get, I think, ever, is roughing the passer. Like, Justin Fields would get torn up, and like, what just happened? Ooh, somebody got hit. Oh, that was the quarterback? Yeah, no, man. He was a running back on that play, yeah.
But I'm saying he was, like, reputed to be this superior athlete. And so they were like, you think you're an athlete? Let's just see. Because, I mean, we watched Tom Brady his whole career
but it's still
get breathed on and then get a –
It's still, but that's what I'm saying. It's still certain players that get certain calls.
And, you know, that's been my –
Aaron Rodgers was famous for it. That's why he don't play with his front chin straps on. Like, you knock him to the ground, his helmet gets discombobulated, and the first thing you do is throw his hands up. And then, yeah, we saw it. You know what I mean? But I also do understand that veteran players get those calls more than younger players get those calls. But if y'all get me killed before I can become a veteran player, then what?
See, this kind of lends to a little credence to what I've always said about games being scripted, though. Because, I mean, when you got arbitrary calls like that, it's like, you know, we got to make sure this guy here, who's our guy, performs.
Yeah, I ain't want to just point directly to that, but I definitely think somebody is pulling some strings somewhere or making some calls to somebody. I don't know.
I mean, every time I watch a game,
it's stuff like,
and I listen to the commentators, I'm like, is this guy clairvoyant?
I'll give you an example, right? The Kansas City game, their last game. Now, I believe Patrick Mahomes' under for his rushing yards was either like 49 or 39. And he had the yards, like the over-under, right? He had the yards going into the final drive. Now, normally when quarterbacks kneel, they just go in victory formation. This dude ran back 3 times, 5 to 6 yards on each play to lose like 21 yards. And if you had the over, and it's like, yo.
Like,
who is making these calls?
Somebody piped in, hey, Vegas is calling here.
Yeah, it ain't. You can't call it. Sometimes you gotta call a spade, I suppose.
That's the reason why I kind of long for the days of old. You know, back in the day when men played, you know, with men, and they wouldn't let all these little boys in there and transform.
The leather helmet era.
I'm just saying.
Cheating wasn't happening back then?
I'm sure it was. I mean, as long as you got Vegas involved, you're going to have some cheating. But now Vegas is legally involved in it now, so it's a little bit more overt than it used to be. Because, I mean, I'm sure somebody might have dropped a pass or two or overthrown a receiver or two or lost a fumble or two down, because, did you watch the movie The Last Boy Scouts?
No.
You didn't watch that movie, Last Boy Scouts?
No.
With Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans?
No.
It comes on with...
If I did, it's been so long, I don't remember.
It comes on with this guy, Billy Blanks. Remember the fitness guy?
Yeah. You know what? The more you describe it, the more it sounds familiar.
When he blows his brains out on the field after he kneels down.
That's not appropriate. But
he says, "Ain't like a bitch," and because he was betting and he got caught.
I tried to help you.
He was betting and he got caught, and so he was like, "Well, I'm pretty much done now. So this is my career. So I'm going out with a bang." And it was.
I tried to throw him an olive branch.
But I mean, I always see a kernel of truth in all these so-called Hollywood, sagas and stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, I think it's theatrical license, but that's what I was thinking anyway. So I'm just saying.
How them picks look from last week?
Mysterious man from the sky back. I'm here. How you guys doing? Actually, y'all split.
I was gonna say
a lot of the games last week. MT, you went 11-5, and Jack, you went 5-11.
Oh boy!
So that would put y'all want to know the overall?
Yeah.
The overall is now at Jakk is at 33 and 31, and MT is at 35 and 29.
All right.
Holy crud.
What's that? 2 games.
2 games.
That's what's up.
So yeah. So still close. Still a very close race. Still a very close race.
That's crazy. Hey, you win some, you lose some. It be like that sometimes. But my Bears won. That's all I care about.
That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. And look, I got chopped in fantasy because my Lions decided to go off. So you got to pick and choose your wins and loses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The defense, and then which I guess because they lost, which we got to talk about a little bit. I got to pick that bone because the Lions allowed more yards and my Jets didn't allow that many yards, but I only got like 22 points for them. So I guess because they lost though. But anyways, week 5 picks real quick.
Yeah, you might as well.
Bucks at the Falcons.
You go Bucks.
I'm going Falcons. I might as well. Let's just go contrary to what he said.
It worked for you
My
last
question
week.
is judgment anymore.
It worked for you last week.
Jets at Vikings.
Vikings,
As
even as Aaron Rodgers
it pains
is
me to say, I'm gonna go Vikings.
trying to get Adams, that ain't gonna happen.
Panthers at the Bears.
I'm going the Bears, but the Panthers are just god awful.
No. Pick
I-
your team, man.
I gotta go with common sense. Common sense
Pick
prevails.
your team. Don't leave my Bears alone. We good over here.
You know what? Panthers it is.
Hey, you know where I'm rocking
I
with. Bear
believe
down.
lightning could strike, so I mean, you never
Bear
know.
down.
Browns at the Commanders.
Commanders, that was crazy. This guy is the real deal.
Mr. Daniels.
Yes, sir. He's the real deal.
I'm waiting to see when he faces a real defense how he looks.
I'm just saying.
He keeps playing these ginger defenses, so I don't know.
I'm thinking he makes them look like ginger defenses with his performance. Is what I'm thinking. Because proof is in the pudding.
If he do it for the whole season, and he dices up my Bears defense, okay. I don't see it though, but I'm gonna take him to win this game.
Okay, you got the Commanders.
Yeah.
Dolphins at the Patriots.
Patriots.
No faith in them.
No faith in them at all.
Yeah, see, it's messed up. I kind of thought Miami would be able to do at least a little something in the run game. It's so messed up that, Tua is one hit from being a cup of orange juice somewhere. And, that offense looks terrible without him.
Terrible.
I'm going to have to go with New England.
Got you. Colts at the Jaguars.
Colts.
Yeah.
Both going Colts.
Is Anthony Richardson playing, or are they riding with Flacco? Was it just because he got hurt, or was it they like, hey, yeah, we gonna hit you with the Bryce Young treatment for this?
He was hurt.
Yeah, I know, but are they staying with them for this week, or who's playing? Jags eventually got to figure it out at some point. Now, will it be this game? I'm not quite sure, but they eventually got to figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts. Screw it.
Bills at Texans.
Bills.
I'm gonna go Texans.
Bills will bounce back. But Josh got totally embarrassed last week. They'll bounce back.
Ravens at the Bengals.
Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Ravens too.
I was really impressed with Derrick Henry. Notwithstanding that freaking 87-yard run, but he was just running those cats over. And I was like,
did you see they showed a meme of his face? He looks really intense. He looks happy when he's running people.
but see, going back, that's where Jeremy Shockey used to be when he was playing tight end. He's like, dude, the goal line is that way. What are you heading over here for? Because I see a safety over here.
You really like Jeremy Shockey.
I did, because he used to headhunt.
Raiders at Broncos. Raiders at Broncos.
Give me the Broncos, man.
At the 49ers.
Ooh,
Maybe the
49ers.
49ers.
Giants at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Seahawks too.
Packers at Rams.
Packers.
I'm gonna go Packers slightly.
Cowboys at the Steelers.
I'm gonna go Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers. That's an all-time matchup right there.
Wait, who's
Steelers at home.
Yeah, so they can be outside. It ain't gonna be cold, but it might be.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, you go with the Cowboys. Yeah. Getting chilly.
I'm gonna go.
And they got like 2 defenders that are out. One of the safety questionable. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. Despite your Justin Fielder, I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers anyway.
And then the Monday Night Football, which I don't know why they keep doing these weird primetime games. Saints at the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs too.
I told you the Saints that got exposed. All right, so I got something that I want us to do real quick because I know we probably nearing on time. We went on a couple rants. I got who would you rather have player edition.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
about that.
I'm gonna start off Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady.
I'm gonna say Patrick Mahomes. I am.
I'm gonna go with the GOAT. Terry Bradshaw or Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, I would go Troy too.
Terry made Lance Warren's career. He abbreviated that career. He strung Lynn out. I'm sorry.
Hey man, he used to just chuck that boy up there, man.
He made spectacular catches and paid for it in spectacular fashion.
Oh, he used to just throw that boy up there. John Elway or Joe Montana?
Elway.
See, I'm gonna go Joe. I'm
John
gonna
had
go.
that cannon. And
Yeah,
all-
so did Joe Montana.
Montana had a noodle arm, man. You know, freaking
What?
cannon, man. What are you talking about?
Elway had a noodle arm until the end of his career. He didn't win anything until the end of. He was well in his 30s. He was like 34 before he won a ring.
He wasn't surrounded by any talent. That's why.
What?
No, he had a good running game, and that's all he ever had.
And that's why Joe Montana won more.
He never really had too many receivers, though.
Peyton Manning or Dan Marino?
Marino, that's not even a question.
What?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro, you are tripping. I'm going Peyton all the way. This guy, what did you smoke today?
Peyton simply had a system and some players around him that were just unbelievable.
He did it for 2 teams. He won 2 rings
I'm just
for
saying.
multiple teams. Okay.
Mark Duper,
Okay.
and who else did he ever have?
Okay.
Nobody.
I mean, he made a bunch of people Hall of Famers. I'm just saying. But and I'm not taking anything away from Dan Marino because he did too. But I got to give Peyton the edge there. It's just our personal opinions anyway.
That's all it is.
It's no right or wrong. Ben Roethlisberger or Eli Manning?
Oh wow, Eli Manning. Yep. I'm
See, I'm gonna
saying
take Big Ben.
Ben was in a system that favored him as well. And he
See,
had
the crazy thing is he literally those 2 Super Bowl runs were the only 2 years he won playoff games. He never won playoff games other than those 2 years they got hot at the end of the year. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my boy Big Ben. All right, we going to receiver now. Chad Johnson or Steve Smith Sr.
Ooh, Steve Smith. Quintessential.
I like Steve Smith, but I gotta go with Chad Johnson, man. That footwork, bro. Like, cause I like Steve Smith Sr. like after the catch and like his attitude and his mentality and just
So
the toughness
gritty,
that he played with. But Chad, bro, the way he was able to get off the line and just hit you with them feet, man. That man, he was cold. Randy Moss or Terrell Owens?
Randy. I'm sorry, Randy was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
He got mossed.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Rice or Megatron?
Jerry Rice.
What?
Nobody ran routes better. Nobody.
I give it to him for longevity, but Megatron, bro, I gotta give Megatron the edge. And I don't even like y'all.
Nobody ran routes better than Jerry Rice.
I seriously have a disdain for the Detroit Lions, and I still would take Megatron.
I mean, the poop was in the pudding. Though.
All right, Torrey Holt or Marvin Harrison?
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison too. Marvin was nice. Torrey Holt was nice too, though.
Torrey was annoying to me though.
What? What was he annoying?
He was one of those guys that always seemed to be thinking he was better than he really was. I was like, man, you got a counterpart over there that's.
He definitely had a great career. Could
Yeah.
you pull up Torrey Holt's career
but
stats real quick?
Who was the receiver playing opposite of him?
I don't know.
Isaac Bruce.
Isaac was nice
And
too.
Man, they were both.
That's when they had.
valves.
Matter of fact, that's when they had Marshall Faulk,
Yes.
Jonathan Ogden, Kurt
Yes.
Warner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, first team All Pro, second team All Pro, 7-time Pro Bowl, 2-time NFL receiving yards leader, NFL reception leader, NFL 2000s All Decade team, and rookie team.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame. That is so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me.
He's not even been on the roster, has he?
He had to have gone on the ballot. You know, you get so many years that
10 years.
Yeah, but he had to have been. That is ridiculous. He's not in the Hall of Fame. My bad. You could have been chiming in on these picks too.
Terry Hall will have to wait another year to potentially hear his name called. In Canton, the Pro Football Hall of Fame announced its class of 2024 on Thursday night, and Hall did not make the cut. He came up short in his 5th straight year as a finalist in his 10th year of eligibility.
Wow. So he was close.
He not even getting close.
Wow.
You can definitely chime in on some of the picks too. Adrian Peterson or Barry Sanders?
Oh, come on now. That's the GOAT.
He is
Barry
not. Barry is not the GOAT. Barry didn't even have as good of a season.
Barry
Not
never
season.
had a supporting cast around
But
him.
whe cares? We just talking about individual players.
4,000
He did
negative
not.
yard, and he still
He
had
did
15,000
not
yards
have
in
a
his
good a
career.
career as Sweetness. I'm just saying.
Well, you said
He did not have a
Adrian
good.
Peterson, not Sweetness.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still taking Adrian Peterson, and I like Barry Sanders. No, there will not be any Barry Sanders slander. Like I'm not putting him down or nothing like that. But yeah, nah, yeah. You taking Barry, bro? Okay. You know you got a microphone for a reason.
Yeah, I was doing some research on what you just said.
Yeah, that's a
What you talking about? He didn't have a better career than Sweetness?
Yeah.
I've already done the research, sir. I can send you the stuff.
Sweetness had longevity, especially though. But
hey.
I'm just saying,
Look it up and you tell me.
Barry Sanders against Adrian Peterson is an insult.
Adrian AP, the man who blew out his ACL, MCL, meniscus, the whole 9, and came back at the beginning of the next season like he just was chilling. Nah, man, that man isn't human. I don't know what he is, but that man isn't human. Anyway, Marshall Faulk or Terrell Davis?
Marshall Faulk.
Mm.
Although he was a system player, so was Terrell Davis.
Well,
They were
Terrell Davis was the system.
Was the
He
system.
was the offense.
He made John Elway work.
Because he definitely was the focal point of that offense, and everything was set up off the play action of what he is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's in deep thought. You over there disappointed.
Oh no, what was Terrell Davis and who? I started looking up Terrell Davis stats.
Marshall Faulk.
I'd probably go Terrell Davis.
I'm gonna go Terrell Davis
I'd
too.
probably go Terrell Davis.
Walter Payton or Emmitt Smith?
Yeah, that's a joke, right?
No.
Walter Payton, of course.
Oh, well, okay. I thought you were gonna go Emmitt because of the.
Nah, I wouldn't go Emmett if he was against Barry. I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't go Emmitt against Barry either. But I felt like Sweetness and Barry would have been too easy. I felt like that would have been.
That's a
You know what I'm
perspective
saying?
thing.
Yeah, kind of. Unless you really looking at the stats, then
I would look at
real fans know what's up.
I would look at Emmitt Smith with the same category as I would Marshall Faulk.
Really?
I would, as far as talent wise.
Wow.
Yes, Emmitt Smith just had.
Even though he had the longevity.
because Emmitt Smith didn't take a hit in his career for the first 4 or 5 years in Dallas.
I mean, are you faulting him for that because they had a great offensive line?
I'm just saying he had an advantage over the rest over
It was a
for that
bunch of
reason.
people who could have drafted Larry Allen that didn't.
just
That's all
saying.
I'm saying. It's a bunch of people that saw him at the combine set the bench press record and decided like, yeah, we're gonna pass on him. So I that's all I'm saying.
I got you.
I'm also gonna take sweetness there. All right, now we get into the meat and potatoes of it. Deacon Jones versus Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green. I saw them both in their prime, and Deacon Jones was a scary player, but Mean Joe Green, they had to scheme for him.
Yeah.
Where is he at? Let's
the steel curtain.
They had to scheme for him.
Yeah, but he was a part of that steel curtain defense that was legendary. But I don't know. That I feel like Deacon Jones was a reign of terror in his own right. You know what I mean?
Didn't have a lot of assistance. That's what his thing was. He was just a one-man wrecking crew.
Right. Reggie White or John Randall?
Wow, Reggie White, of course.
Yeah, you kind of got to go Reggie. Man. But John Randall was a beast, too.
He was.
He was a monster for the Minnesota Vikings.
He always did something to our Lions.
Patrick Willis or Derek Thomas?
Ooh. I'm going to go DT.
Yeah.
DT was he was something different, man.
Yeah, he was nasty, man.
He was something different.
Patrick Willis was, too, though.
He was.
Like, he was real disruptive as a middle linebacker. Like, I got to give Patrick his credit, too. This next one is one of my personal favorites, but Terrell Suggs or James Harrison?
Ooh, I'm going to go James Harrison.
Yeah.
He, too, was where is he at? Put two guys over there, maybe, and here's the third guy. Cause
he was undersized, but swole in a mug, man. Like, I still to this day watch his workouts. Like, no cap, bro. This dude's workouts are just insane.
Epic.
Like, I mean, but to have that kind of physique, they kind of have to be.
I mean, James Harrison and Jerry Rice separate themselves by working hard.
Can I throw something out there real quick?
What up, though?
Walton Payton had 776 more touches than Barry Sanders. So that stat man argument not really working with me. I'm not seeing it. I had to just throw that out there. And they're still like kind of close in the stats for someone who had 776 more touches than Barry Sanders.
And he also won a Super Bowl.
He had to put that in there.
I was waiting for it.
Ruin your whole thing. But my whole thing, he played longer. And the thing about having all those touches,
he got like 40 more games on him too.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah. That's all those hits, all those look at broken tackles.
You can't use those stats though.
But don't just point out how many more games or how many more carries he had.
Don't make it seem like he
call
was
out the whole.
on him, though,
No.
What
If you're gonna do it, call out the whole stat line. How many more yards did he have? How many more he had?
Just saying.
He had more passing touchdowns as a running back.
Payton didn't get as many hits.
5 more.
Because Walter Payton used to deflect a lot of that stuff.
What do you mean?
Walter Payton, he deflected a lot of hits.
Yeah, by running through you.
And he used to give you an angle. Walter Payton never just ran through you. He would give you an angle, and when you angle back with him, then he'd run through you.
Would we be fined if we threw some Walter Payton highlights in here? Because I don't know what this man is talking about.
I watched Walter Payton.
I did too. What are you talking about?
Highlights or whatever, but I watched Walter Payton religiously. And Walter Payton was known for being his shiftiness, and when you gave him that angle,
why they called him sweetness, but he would run through you.
He would run through you because he gave you an angle, and when you gave him that angle back, now you off balance, and he just, sorry, psych.
I don't care how he got through you. He ran through you. That's all that mattered.
Earl Campbell ran through you.
Earl Campbell had a different style of running.
He ran through you.
That's also why his career didn't last as long.
That might be so.
Eric Dickerson was the same way. That's why his career didn't last as long.
Eric Dickerson was not like Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell was like Ironhead Haywood of the San Diego Chargers. They ran through people. He didn't swerve on you. He just like, you in my way, move.
Eric Dickerson was another person that would look for contact. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to be the hammerhead bowling ball, just, bull in a china shop, but
That was Earl Campbell.
I'm talking about people that are lower that shoulder, and you gonna be sitting, on your behind, and they gonna take that step over you and keep going.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
Aaron Jones was doing that at the Packers, though. If you talking about just lowering your shoulder, like you think he finna be a speed back and look around again, and there he is, right on you.
Brandon Jacobs,
Jacobs,
Willis
exactly.
McGahee, it's a bunch of people.
Derrick Henry, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, let's keep going because I know we probably taking up a lot of time here. Ray Lewis or Mike Singletary?
Ray Lewis. Mike was a guy, but Ray redefined that position completely. Wreaked havoc. Had running back shaking in their knees, like, oh my God.
Mike Singletary ironically did the same thing, and they both had great supporting defenses. So, but
that's close. See,
they both had historic defenses.
Yeah, because my all-time favorite LB would be LT. I'm sorry.
I didn't include him in this.
Because too easy?
Obviously. I didn't even know who I could compare him to as an edge rusher because he's the whole reason that the sack is considered a stat. On top of he's the reason that left tackles get paid the way that they do.
I will say this.
We saw him get forward. We saw him forward people up.
A neighborhood second to LT will be Jack Lambert, the Steelers.
What? He wasn't an edge rusher?
No, but Jack Lambert was the skinniest, rangiest linebacker who wrecked. You
are crazy if you have Jack Lambert over, because I have Jack Lambert on this list.
I didn't say I'd take him over him.
Dick Buckus or Jack Lambert?
Jack Lambert.
This is
Dick
over.
Bucket played at a time.
This is over. Hey yo, no.
When he was
hell no.
Just like Jim Brown.
Hell no. To the no. You tripping.
He played at a time when he was just like Jim Brown on defense.
You on something else,
bigger,
bro.
stronger, and faster than everybody else.
I've never seen a player literally stop an entire offensive line at the goal line.
But you know what though? I saw Jack Lambert stop Earl Campbell.
Dick Buckus did that.
He didn't even meet Earl Campbell, so what are you talking about?
I'm talking about what I just said.
Dick Buckus was a linebacker who was as big as the line was.
He was a very great, but he also played multiple positions.
I'm just saying.
But yeah.
Jack Lambert was 6'2", 228. As a linebacker back in those days, 225, something like that. He was a little thin, and he wreaked havoc.
That's not small. When you got a player like James Harrison that was 5'11", 5'10".
I'm saying Jack Lambert was tall and rangy. He was, for a linebacker, he was tall and rangy, and he wreaked havoc. He was part of the steel curtain, you know.
Yeah, I'm aware. He had a really good defensive line in front of him that he got to play in front of. I'm just saying, but to put him over Dick Buckus, I just, you crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know what you did before you.
All I'm saying
is
what
extracurricular activity you decided to partake in. He ain't in the list.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not on the list.
Jim Brown was so far ahead of the game that he practically changed the game.
I created the list, damn it. I put in it who I want to put in it.
And then Dick Buckus was just like Jim Brown, just ahead of his time.
This man, hey man, like I said, I don't know what extracurricular activity you chose to partake in before you came in here and did this podcast. But next time, could you let me know so I can partake with you so we can be on the same elevated playing field? Because I don't know what you seeing.
You will never get to my playing field.
I guess not, because you on some other shit.
Never get to my playing field. So, yeah.
Ed Reed or Brian Dawkins?
Ooh, Ed Reeves. Man, that was terror.
Brian Dawkins was too. Ronnie Lott or Steve Atwater?
Ronnie Lott.
I kind of think that's like a pick your poison because they're the same kind of player.
He enjoyed inflicting pain on people.
So did Steve, though.
I used to look at Ronnie Lott and say, man, he doing too much. Man. This dude doing too much. Man.
Champ Bailey or Ty Law?
I'm going to go Champ Bailey.
Okay. Deion Sanders or Charles Woodson?
Deion, I'm sorry. Charles Woodson was multifaceted and everything, but Deion played 2 sports, man, and excelled at them both.
We were only talking about as a cornerback. I wasn't talking about baseball, but
He was
okay.
shut down.
Okay. Darrell Revis or Richard Sherman? This
Darrell
one kind of
Revis.
Yeah, I gotta go Revis Island on that one too. And before we get out of here, I definitely want to show some love to the Tigers. First playoff win since 2013. This team has no 150 hit player, no 75 RBI player, no 25 home run player, no 25 stolen base player. The first team in MLB history to actually, since the 162 game format era, to make the playoffs with that stat line, or not have at least one player in one of those categories. So I want to say congratulations. This team got a real 04 Pistons vibe. I know some people want to put them in the World Series, but I just want to see what y'all can do against Cleveland in the divisional round. Yeah, I'm proud of y'all because in August y'all was dead to rights. So
mark your calendars, bro.
Yeah.
Because this is probably something that we'll never see again. So mark your calendars.
What?
Because when the Lions do win something, mark your calendars. Because
the Lions ain't gonna win nothing. But I like the Lions fandom. I contrary to popular belief, I'm actually a Detroit sports fan minus the Lions. I like the Pistons. I like the Red Wings. Even though they hard to watch, not the Red Wings, but the Pistons, they hard to watch.
They are difficult to watch.
And I like the Tigers, even though outside of this year, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like y'all just had a great year because it was rough in the beginning, but that's one of those things where you give it time.
I mean, I grew up a sweet Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell fan. So Jack Morris, I've been watching the Tigers since the early 80s anyway, so I've been following them up and down, and the Kirk Gibsons and all that stuff. So yeah, I've never been a fair weather fan for the Tigers.
I've never been a Lions fan. Like even before I was a Bears fan, it just
which is why you don't know who Billy Sims is. I got you.
Hey, it's all good. I bet you he didn't win a Super Bowl.
No, he didn't. But he won the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, who cares?
Said the man who was backing Caleb Williams. Okay.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Look, man, we frankly speaking, I'm Jack.
This is MT.
This Negro over here. Yeah, it's been real. Bear down. We out.
Like, comment.
I said that at the beginning of the show.
All that stuff.
I said that at the beginning of the show.